I know there's a lot of Sony defenders out there, and that's okay. It's cool. You know, I like Sony too. I like the PS4. I like PSVR. I like all that stuff. But at a certain point, they're holding back gaming, right? And at a certain point, if it cost you something, at that point, would you care? Would you bring it up to Sony? Would you be angry as a gamer? Would you be angry as a consumer? I'm going to say yes. So when you have somebody as big as Bethesda and Pete Hines talking about next generation and what they expect to see, and you hear him talk about cross progression and cross play, and how realistically if Sony says no, then it's a no for everybody, because it's either all or nothing. And when he was talking about in an interview, which I will link in the description, it's very interesting how he feels about the situations. When asked if he feels that full crossplay between all platforms is ever going to happen, and he thinks that it will, probably the next generational jump will be a good chance for first parties to make it happen. He said, I think so eventually. When we start talking about next generation consoles and so forth, I think that would be one place where you'd likely start to see a difference. Maybe if there are things now that are preventing anybody from doing it, maybe they'll be able to adjust those things when they're putting together the next platform. All of the other platforms seem to be moving that way, and we're now talking about an era when you see things that you didn't before. There are games like PUBG and Fortnite and experiences like that on console and on PC and on your phone, and it's essentially the exact same game. You're starting to run into this thing where it's not just about this console and that console, it's about these two and that one and that PC, and oh, by the way, all these phones and tablets. And then what happens when you throw in streaming, and all of a sudden, how are you going to be able to continue to throw up barriers, particularly as we move more and more into the digital age? He also brought up conversations with the director, producer Todd Howard, on how he would like to see every gaming platform being able to play their games that they create, and he was talking about how he hopes that everything's a bit more unified and open, and in the same pool for next generations. He also explained that Bethesda is going to take an all or none approach to crossplay because they want all users to be able to take advantage of the features and the games they create. When it comes to things like crossplay, our view on it is for a title to be all or none. Either we're going to be able to do it because everybody can take advantage of it, or we're not going to do it because only some people can take advantage of it. We tend to not want to do features in our games where only some people, some percentage of our audience is able to take advantage of it. We want to create and do things that everybody is able to use. So basically, it's a very interesting thing. He also stressed the fact that it isn't just a matter of crossplay, but cross progression, which is just as important. This includes Bethesda's upcoming RPG, The Elder Scrolls Blades. He said on the stage that we want to bring this to as many platforms as possible, including VR, but they need to support crossplay and cross-platform progression. If you log in on your phone and you're on a Bethesda account and then you go play on your console, and suddenly none of the progression or inventory or stuff that you've done is there, then that's not the experience that we intended. You have to start all over again, and that's not good. That's why the progression is every bit as important to us as the play. He also said the same things for Elder Scrolls Legends that applied for Elder Scrolls Blades, which is pretty impressive. So this all means that Sony could be preventing all of us from just having gaming move forward, and I think that'd be a real shame. And at the end of the day, I think that even though in this particular article he says he's not calling out anybody, I think that it's very, very critical to see that cross progression and cross play is where we're heading as consumers. It's what we all want, and it's only one company at this time holding us back. When you even have Nintendo on board with it, I think that it's fair to say that it's something that the masses want, and eventually people are going to want to go forward with their gaming and not be held back. I don't see how cross progression is a bad thing. I don't see how crossplay is a bad thing unless it's something that you're not able to turn off as an option. And I think that honestly, it's the future, and particularly cross progression doesn't hurt anything, and neither does crossplay. Cross progression, if it's actually encouraging you to buy the same game on multiple devices that you own, right? That's only helping developers. I don't see a problem with it. And I don't think that most of you do either. While I probably wouldn't use crossplay that much, I would love to use cross progression, and I think you can't have one without the other, so it's really kind of this weird situation. Anyway, let me know what you guys think. Sound off, rate, comment, subscribe. Thanks for watching. Rack 'em up. Crapgamer out.